hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Millionaire Maker Show. I am your host, Lindsay Anderson, resident expert here, helping you sell your expertise with simple strategies, systems, and a focus on sales. That's what we do here at the Millionaire Maker Show. We handle it with the three S's. And I'm excited for today's episode because we're on episode 3 of a 5-episode mini series I'm hosting here on the Millionaire Maker Show called Scaling with Social Media. In episode 1, we set the foundation with a fail-proof business blueprint. We talked about everything from growth strategies to revenue planning. You're going to want to go back and listen to that. Episode 2, we went back to the basics and we talked about how to master the art of attracting your ideal clients on social media. Now, this is an important topic. I say back to the basics, and it's not something that you just do once and leave. We actually call it re-niching, and we are constantly re-niching. And when you re-niche, then you get even more clear on your messaging, you get clear on your positioning, and you get clear on your niching when you re-niche. And we do this all of the time. Every time we have a launch or we are looking at our marketing and reviewing about what worked last time and trying to make improvements, we always go through a process. And so in episode 2, we talk about the art of attracting your ideal clients on social media. I outlined my one true client methodology. I shared with you the positioning graph. And honestly, if you don't know these things, you need to run and don't walk to episode 2. And even if you've heard me talk about these things, you still need to run and don't walk to episode 2 because you will never stop figuring out who your one true client is. And if you're only niching, that's what most marketers teach, but you always have to combine niching, messaging, and positioning with these 3 things using the one true client method. Every time you post, every time you send an email, you will be spot on talking to and attracting more of those right fit clients right there on social media. Now, I get asked this, okay? I get asked this a lot. Lindsay, what social media platform will this work on? And the answer is my methodologies, because they are done by the basics. We dive into the basics, and you're going into the basics of business building and the basics of marketing and sales. They will work on every platform. Yeah, every platform. Does not matter if it's TikTok or if it's Instagram or Facebook, does not matter. You always have to do one true client and display your VEMS, which is what we talk about on episode 2. So it's the real powerful part about my methodologies. These are not get rich quick or flash in the pan. These are business basics that you're constantly revisiting and perfecting. And I believe in a very iterative and strategic way of growing your business, always iterating, always making little improvements. And as you do that, but the little improvement come because you're looking at the numbers and you're doing the basics and you just do that, you will be able to build empire. Anything you want is available to you as an expert. Now, that's episode 2. That was a lot in episode 2, wasn't it? Let's talk about episode 3. That is today. Today, we're talking about how to build a scalable content machine that can operate without you. And that's really what we want. I don't want you as a thought leader and a founder. You should not be in your business all day creating content and wondering what to post the next day and being bogged down by content. What you want to do is you want to go out, you want to create videos, strategic videos. You want to get some feedback on how those are working by the numbers and the analytics, and then you do another batch and you go out again. You're not just always guessing about what to post. This is strategy. And when you get to build, like when you get really good at this, you can set up your business for months in advance. And it should be for a year in advance, strategically placed around your launches and your invite-only events. And it can be done. Obviously, it's an iterative approach, but that is where we're going. That is where we're going. And as you look at million-dollar businesses and businesses that are in a place where you want to be, this is what they're doing. So you need to do as they're doing, okay? Follow them. So this is episode 3. That's what we're talking about. By the end of this mini series, you're going to walk away with actionable plans, insights, and the confidence to build and scale your own $1,000,000 business. So it's worth it. That's why I'm recording this mini series, is to ensure you have all of the tools and strategies to grow this business, especially as we are heading into 2024. The Unlaunch Method workshop is currently going on right now. you still may have time to catch the replays. Head over to theunlaunchedmethod.com. But it's important to note this: the applications are now open to work with myself and my team. If you're sick of getting stuck, if you're sick of strategies and methods that don't work or don't take into a holistic approach of your business, which includes audience building and develop a strategy to actually close them into your business. This is like every step of the way. We can guide you through that entire thing. But step one would be to fill out an application to work with me. What you want to do is go to lindsayaa.com/application, fill that out. We will reach out to you and I can have a conversation to really see where you are and where that gap is, like what it is going to be, what's keeping you stuck, and what the right strategic steps are that you need to take in order to take this business to the next level. Now, you and I will talk about that in detail. I'm a 20-year veteran expert. You definitely want to get on a phone call with me because that's 20 years of experience that you have access to right there on that phone call. So if you're done being stuck, you want the help of an expert, I highly recommend you go to lindsayaa.com/coaching. Fill out that application and let's have a conversation. So let's dive into episode 3 here, design your scalable content machine. The first thing, now that you have your one true client and you know who you are talking to, now we're going to take to social media. And I want you to really consider for a moment your beliefs about social media. And as I teach, your business is a mirror of you. Your customers are a mirror of what you think about yourself. Every sales call and how it makes you feel is not really what they are saying to you. It is how you are interpreting it. I have a client and she was like, Lindsay, I just got off this phone call with this woman and she said that she would never pay my rates. And she was shocked by how much I was charging for my program. Now, she's had several one-on-one clients that has easily paid her what she was worth. She comes to me and she tells me this story. And to me, because I've seen her get one-on-one clients in the past, this is crazy making to me that she's buying into what this prospect said to her on the phone. But I summed it up just like this. If that prospect said to you, hey, you have a purple nose, would you be having this reaction? Would you come to me and be like, Lindsay, she said I have a purple nose. That's completely outrageous. No, you would roll your eyes, laugh it off, and be like, that couldn't be farther from the truth. And the same goes for sales and how you are selling your expertise, whether it be programs or courses or coaching or memberships. If you hate sales, yes, you need sales skills to have the confidence to do that. But if you are executing on some sales skills and you still feel like people aren't respecting you, giving you the value and want to be on that call, and you're not showing up as sales as a service kind of attitude, that is some self-value that you need to work on. And so before I dive into this, it is so important to know that as you go onto social media, that what you put out there is exactly what you will get back. And that also has to do in terms of how much time you're spending on social media and your general attitude of social media. If you think social media is time consuming and you are overwhelmed and you continually compare yourself to others and you are exhausted by the content, if you believe that is all social media is and it's just impersonal and it is, you watched The Social Network like the rest of us and you can see how social media is a bane to society, like it has a lot of negatives. I'm not trying to tell you that. But as much as it's negative and can spread the negative things in the world, it can definitely spread positive things and can help you immensely as an online business owner to generate high quality leads. If social media is not the number one way you are attracting and converting clients into your business, you're doing it wrong because it's free, it's available, it's amazing, it's evergreen. I can't stop talking about what a gift social media is. But if you hate it and you just want to farm it off and you just want to give it to a VA and you think it is the bane of everyone's existence, that's exactly what you will get out of it. So there's not a lot that I can help you with on that front. I will give you my strategy for social media, but if you just hate it, that's what you will get back from it. It's energetic. It's part of sales and they will feel it. People will feel it on the other side. So when it comes to social media, you do need the 3 S's. Let's talk about those. You need a strategy. You want to stop throwing spaghetti at the wall with every social media strategy that comes up on your feed and every trending reel. You need a strategy that looks at the basics and is actually about talking to your one true client. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the VEMS model. When you use the VEMS model as a strategy, It ensures that you are no longer posting on social media as an influencer to get eyeballs and to get people to like you, but you are actually posting as a online business owner there for a business to do sales and to help people with your expertise. And when you start posting like that and you don't care if they don't like you or you are not for them or they are not interested in what you have to offer, you don't need those eyeballs. It is quality over quantity every time. And if you don't know how to post like a business owner on social media, you are missing out on revenue. And so the answer is the VEMS model, which I will be sharing today. The second thing, so you have a strategy, it's the VEMS model. You need a system. So here's your system for social media. No, it's not wake up every morning and try to determine what I'm posting. Do not do that. Again, this system will give to you exactly what you put into it. You put in thought and planning and strategizing. Guess what social media will give back to you? The system for implementing social media is obviously you do need a piece of software to manage all these social media systems. I use Monday. When it's time to record videos, I open up my Monday board. I have the videos. I hit record. I hit submit. I'm done. My team takes it from there. That is how much I am involved in social media right now. Okay. But I developed a system. I knew what worked. I was able to figure out what those repetitive tasks were. Okay. After I figured out my message and those kind of things on social media to be able to hand that off to my team. And you will get there too. So, number one, you need a piece of software to manage this. Second of all, you want to make sure that you brainstorm. So, you're going to do this you're going to time block these. So, the first time block is going to be for brainstorming and scripting. So, I recommend ChatGPT. Go and listen to the episodes on ChatGPT where I can show you how to use ChatGPT to authentically market your business. You're going to brainstorm. What am I going to do these posts about? And what is the script behind them? Again, use ChatGPT for that. It's one of the best uses for ChatGPT. The next time block is going to be you're going to create and shoot. So this is you now have your scripts, you know what you're talking about. Then you have one day for hair and makeup. You're going to grab 4 shirts and you're going to pull up those scripts and what you're going to talk about and you're going to share and you're going to talk about it. Then you're going to time block for editing and captioning. You're going to edit those videos, or you can have a video editor edit those, and you're going to create a caption with hashtags and a call to action. Now I've got a backup, and then finally, you're going to schedule. You're going to use a piece of scheduling software. You're going to go in and you're going to schedule these. You really want to plan out all of this content, and then you want to analyze and adjust according to what the analytics are saying. Now, there's 2 things that your social media post has got to have on it. The first thing is the hook, the first 3 words out of your mouth, the first 3 words on your caption. These are what's going to capture attention. These determine if people will watch your video or not. So if before you hit record, you want to be like, what are the first 5 words out of my mouth? And then you can flow with it from there if that is what you choose to do. I choose to script most of it, but make sure you plan out those first 5 to 10 words out of your mouth because it will position and set you up to whether or not they're going to listen to your video or not. So that's number 1. And then number 2 is a call to action. Some sort of, hey, DM me, comment with the word scale below, and I'll send you a free resource. Shoot me a DM if you want to take next steps. Tell people what the next step is to work with you. This is both in the talking head as well as the caption. You always want to be considering that call to action. So now you have a strategy, which is the VEMS model. You have a system, which I've just outlined, the time blocks in which you're going to create this content. And then finally, sales. You need to have a sales strategy. You need to know what to say. You need to have a sales mechanism, okay, conversion events that actually get these individuals off of social media and into your programs. I cannot tell you how many times, and it sucks because it's just it's like a mirage, these people. They come to me, they have great social media. They're at 50, 60K, they're doing stories, they get a lot of likes, and this is what I look for, okay? This is how I can spot one of these guys from a mile away, is I love lots of likes. I love seeing people successful on social and having these vanity numbers. However, when I click into their posts and nobody is commenting, okay? Then I start getting a little sus about that. And then when clients come to me, then every time when they have an account like this, they say, Lindsay, I have this great social media account, but no one is buying from me. And that is because you don't have a way of getting people off of social and into your programs. And if you're sitting there thinking, I will solve that problem later, Lindsay, I will solve that problem after I build a big social media following. You won't. You will have to start over because you will not have had your one true client in mind, and you have built this thing because all people want from you is your daily exercise, which is not the answer. You have to display your VEMS in order for people to know and trust you, and it's easy enough. I'll tell you how to get 70,000 followers on Instagram. Go to Canva, find a beautiful template, put a positive quote on it, put some high quality hashtags on there, and have ChatGPT write you a post. Consistently post that every day for 6 months. Watch that account grow. That's essentially what you're doing when you're not using the model. So you have to have a sales system in place. I recommend my invite only event strategy. It's a conversion event. You have to know how to do that. And then you have to have a focus on sales and know how to handle yourself in a sales call. You can develop those sales skills. It's a true skill. If you have not taken a class or had experience with selling yourself, then you don't have the sales skills and you're missing out on a ton of revenue. Take it from me. I have an agency. I've been in business 20 years. Before I got into coaching, I could sell websites and Facebook ads millions of dollars at a time. I thought I was world's best salesman. Then I started selling coaching. Didn't go so well. Had to figure out why not. And it's because you have to sell yourself. You don't have that trust in the Facebook ads platform itself or a website itself. This is all about them and you and whether or not they think you can help them get to where they're going and whether or not they think they can follow you and do what you're asking. Those are the two things that you have to solve in order to effectively sell on social media. So let's talk a little bit about social media and what to put on social media. So the first thing, you always want to make sure that you're displaying your VEMS on social media. That is vibe, experience, methodology, and skills. V for vibe is you have to be a real person. You have to be authentic. You have to have other interests. You can't just be a talking head. E is for experience. People have to know you've worked with others. And if they can see themselves in the examples that you share, they will be more likely to reach out to you because they will actually understand the transformation and the impact that you can make. And so you always have to be sharing client stories. M is for methodology. People need someone with a plan. You have to have a proven methodology. And out there on social media, you need to be outlining that for people. Hey, in my content that converts system. Hey, in my VEMS model, I have a plan. I will show you step by step that plan. They want somebody with a proven system. And then finally, S for skills. This is where most people are posting on social media. These are how-tos, how to do this. These are those talking head that you get a lot of information on and you get tire kickers following you, but there isn't enough meat on that social media for people to actually develop trust and actually even come to any of your conversion events. Instead, you're just a tip of the day. Tip of the day, like that Instagram account that I just told you to make that will get a lot of followers, but will not get any buyers. So watch out for that. So as you're displaying your VEMS, you always have to remember this, and marketers have known this forever. This is why a Super Bowl commercial is only 30 seconds long and people pay millions of dollars for it. And that is because they understand the art of storytelling. And so you want to go and look at your content. And as you're going into content, you always want to storytell with selling. And so I utilize a process that I call seeding. And essentially seeding is the technique used to plant the seed of an idea in the minds of an audience without making a hard sell. I like to call it how to sell without selling. And it's best shown in an example. So typically people will go on, hey, everybody, this is me like on a social media post, like on an Instagram story. Hey, everybody, I have a webinar coming up on how to fill your programs in 12 weeks or less from social media. Make sure that you click on the link below and get signed up. First of all, that probably is not going to get a lot of people to sign up for your workshop. Second of all, you can really only do that once or twice, and good marketing says you've got to constantly be promoting your offers all the time. So how do you spice that up? You do the seeding process, which looks like this. Instead of saying, hey, everybody, buy my stuff, you're going to say something like this. I just finished my slides for a masterclass I'm giving next week on how to fill your online programs with social media. And I'm a little bit worried about these slides and what I'm giving away because what I'm giving away in this workshop, I usually save for my paid clients. But I'm so passionate about sharing this simple step by step process in generating high quality leads on social media and getting them into your programs that I really am just going to share it. By the way, if you want a link for this masterclass, shoot me a DM and I'll send you over a link. Do you see how I wrapped that in a story about slides? You could do that every day, okay? Because you're probably working on your workshop. What are you doing in your workshop? Shoot some behind the scenes B-roll, tell people what you're doing, and mention, hey, if you want a link, let me know. But it's not a hard sell. It's all about storytelling because it's all about feeling. They have to feel something. And so my 3-step seeding process is, and write this down, is first thing you're going to do is remember who you're talking to. Don't just push record on social media. Remember who you're talking to. I call this your one true client. I pull them up in my head and I talk to one real person on that social media feed. Next, I figure out what I'm trying to seed. What do I need my audience to know? I need them to know that I'm running a workshop, that I have one-on-one clients, that I care about sharing with people how easy it is to grow their business online. And then number 3, you want to document. You want to say, okay, what am I doing? What's behind the scenes? And actually, then you can get online and actually post. And so when you use that 3-step seeding process, it really sets you up with talking to your audience and not at your audience. So use the seeding method, use my VEMS strategy, use what I laid out in the system portion of this podcast, and go and take social media seriously. Plan this out. Put a lot of effort in and you will get a lot out of it. I've given you everything. This is everything you need to design your scalable content machine. Now it's up to you to go and time block that. Get out of your own way. Get any additional mentorship you need. Go fill out that application so I can see how I can help you. lindsaya.com/coaching. But this is where you start, and then you look at the analytics. Once a week, I recommend in my Content That Converts program, I teach, have a millionaire metrics meeting every single week. After you post these, go look at your metrics. What worked? Do you have followers? How's your engagement? What's going on? How many people are looking at your stories? Just document it. And then the next week you can compare it and you'll actually start getting a real strong sense of what is and isn't working. And then that goes into the process that I talked about in the system portion of this podcast. So I give it to you all here, you guys. I never hold back. I don't gatekeep. I just want to make this as simple for you to grow your business. I know that I have 20 years of marketing and sales experience that I'm bringing to you and trying to just give you what you need to know in order for this to work. So everything I teach, you should take literally. When I say have a one true client, literally one true client. When I say write this down, you should write this down because it is the step-by-step system that took me 20 years to perfect and hundreds of clients to test and have success with. So there you have it. The 3rd episode in this mini series, the Scale with Social mini series here on the Millionaire Maker podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. Next week, we're talking invite-only event. You do not want to miss next week's episode. I'm going to outline the invite-only event strategy right here for you. You do not want to miss it. So thank you so much for listening into this episode of the Millionaire Maker Show. If you like this podcast and are finding it useful, leave us a review out there wherever you're listening to this podcast. Thank you to everybody who has already submitted a review. We really value your feedback. So there you have it. Another week in the books for the Millionaire Maker Show. Cheers to you and your success.